Hello everybody and welcome to another top 5 records list, and today with one of my favorite bands, Pink Floyd. I'm a bit of a Pink Floyd geek because I used to be a singer in a Pink Floyd tribute band, and I thought that doing all these rehearsals and sometimes a gig I would get used to listening to their music. I might even get bored, but that never happened because Pink Floyd is unique. It's a total different and unique sound in itself. I don't think you can call every defining artist a genre in itself, but I think that you can call Pink Floyd a genre in itself. It's not psychedelic rock, it's not progressive rock, it's something quite unique and a world on its own. So let's start off the list, and I was in doubt between these two, so I might give notice to one of the two, but on number 5 I think I want to put Atom Heart Mother. And I was in doubt to put this one there, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, because it has Autonomy Domine, and it's a great album. It is a very, very nice record. It's very good, but it's a different kind of Pink Floyd. It's not the kind of record I put on when I want to listen to Pink Floyd, and Atom Heart Mother really is that, and it is an incredible record. Atom Heart Mother has a song, Atom Heart Mother, which is an entire side. It's an entire side of music, and it's epic. It has an orchestra, it has a choir, it is haunting. It's one of the most intriguing songs you'll ever hear. It has more to do with classical music than with a rock band doing something. But that's not all. I mean, this album has Fat Old Son. I love Fat Old Son. And if I want to see Roger Waters in the Ziggo Dome a couple of years ago, where he recorded his last concert film, Us and Them, and when I walked home past the Amstel, I heard someone playing If, which is a song you rarely hear. So it was very magical to walk away from that gig, and kilometers away, hours later in the city, someone was playing If by the waterside. It's a beautiful record. To the number 4 of this list. And the number 4, I think a lot of people think that it might have been higher up there. I had to scroll something away. I think people might have expected this higher up the list, but Pink Floyd is a band with loads of brilliant albums. And on 4 I'm going to put this one, Wish You Were Here, which is a truly amazing record. It is. The title track, Wish You Were Here, is one of the most lovely ballads ever. But also, this record contains more songs. Also, one of my favorite songs is Shine On You Crazy Diamonds, which was about Syd Barrett, the first singer who was on the first record. And he lost his mind, and he walked into the studio while they were recording that. I hadn't seen him for years. And something, I'm going to use the word haunting again, there's something haunting about Shine On You Crazy Diamonds. Have a Cigar, sung by Roy Harper, a very good artist in itself. If you find a Roy Harper album, buy it, because he's a very interesting singer-songwriter. But he sings Have a Cigar, which is also a great song. This album has great songs, great atmosphere. Everybody knows this cover. It's a brilliant record. Oh yeah, and this is, by the way, a first British pressing. Stunning. If you can find one, if you can find any British pressing of Pink Floyd, buy them. Don't pay too much, but buy them, because it sounds amazing. The number 3 of this list, it's Animals. And Animals has a special place in my heart. Why? I think it has to do with the storyline of it, because this was inspired by George Orwell's book Animal Farm, and I think Roger Waters really used the ideas in that book on a very interesting level to make this, to tell his stories in there, and the songs are still relevant, and they are just gorgeous, interesting. They go amazing places. A song like Dogs, it goes all the way, and it remains melodious all the way. Pigs, Sheep. When he played songs from this record live, for example Pigs, and he had animations of one American president who did some weird things the last couple of years. Don't know his name, but he had images and quotes from this man, and the audience was insane. It was wild, and I somehow have the feeling this is the big, long forgotten Pink Floyd record, and on this record they are on their best, but I can say that about all the records they have here. The number 2. I'm going fast through this list, I didn't expect that. The number 2 is an album with an incredible amount of magic. I also saw this one live. It's Dark Side of the Moon. Roger Waters played it live. I believe I was 14, so it must be 15 or 16 years ago. And it's one of the most mesmerizing evenings in my life. As a matter of fact, I can still remember the first time I heard this album. I had an MP3 player on, and I was running through the forest. And listening to this running through the forest, it's very, very bizarre. It's a great introduction, and I went completely insane when I heard The Great Gig in the Sky. The entire soundscape of this album is amazing, and every time I hear a new version, because the first time I heard it was on an MP3, then I must have heard a CD, then I had a Dutch pressing. This is a third British pressing. As a matter of fact, the first British pressing isn't the best pressing. It started getting better after the second or the third, and it sounds amazing. The sound is all over the place. It's one of the best sounding albums I've ever heard. Yeah, what can you say about Dark Side of the Moon? It's an all-defining album, and I think a lot of people think it should have been on the number 1 position, but on this list it's not the number 1. Although I love it very, very much, and I've played it over and over again. Dark Side of the Moon. There is one Pink Floyd album that for me defines it all, and it's called The Wall. Why is The Wall on number 1? It's not just the hit singles Comfortably Numb and Another Brick in the Wall. It is the entire concept. I mean, this record is so much more than just a record. It's really a story in its entirety. It's the story of a tortured soul, somebody who's trying to find himself while under a great amount of stress. And the entirety of this project is fascinating, because after seeing the film The Wall by Alan Parker, which was also produced by Roger Waters and written by Roger Waters, and has the soundtrack by Pink Floyd, of course, because it is in its entirety The Wall. I decided to become a filmmaker. It's one of the films that made me want to become a filmmaker. It has, and it's not just the visuals, it is also the power of sound and sound effects, and the record also has these sound effects. This record does everything to tell its story, and that's so mesmerizing. It's a rock opera, it's a rock film on vinyl. I want to see this show. Roger Waters played The Wall live, and I went to see it 3 times, and it never ceased to amaze me. I've watched the film tens of times, must be between 20 and 30 times. It never starts to bore, and I've listened to this record more than 100 times. I'm not exaggerating. It's so important. It's so great. If you can find a Blu-ray of the tour, the Roger Waters tour, Roger Waters Plays The Wall live tour, buy it. It's amazing. If you can find a DVD from Roger Waters Plays The Wall in Berlin, buy it. The 1980 record of at Earl's Court, I believe it's called Is There Anybody Out There, when Pink Floyd plays it, buy it on CD, because it hasn't had a proper vinyl release. Every time they perform this album, it is amazing. It's music on a whole different level. So that was my top 5 list of best Pink Floyd records. I'm curious, what are your favorites? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Respond below, and I'll be making another top 5 records video very soon. Thank you very much for watching.